Well, hello the internet, it's Ghost here, and the fly on my desk has moved. Okay, if you come over here, fly, you're going. To be fair, I could trap it in a little bit out the window, but I can't be asked because it'll probably just come back in. Anyways, welcome to episode 43 of Minecraft Creative, in which today we are going to be building some little islands that can be used to get up to the Happy Gas Church kind of thing that we built in the last two episodes. Yes, this whole thing took me 3 episodes. Do I care? Absolutely not. I can hear a car outside. Is that my mum back? Oh, great. She's probably gonna want me to go do something while I'm mid voiceover. That'll be fun. Anyways, so I first of all started by building a cobblestone base to my structure. And then, actually no, I built those grass platforms in first. I did a little bit off camera because I was trying to work it out, and this is really not my strong point. Apparently I added a pond. I decided the easier way to get through these different bits was going to be by using water. Oh, what? That's the fly. Can you go away? The window's over there, mate. This is the one downside to summer. I have to have my window open because otherwise my room gets way too hot. Where the heck has it gone? Oh, there it is. It's by my pencil. Yeah, it gets way too hot if I don't. Go away, fly. I'd like to apologise for this voiceover. It's just going to be me complaining at this fly. Okay. Added in some plants to the islands because then that makes it look alive. Trying to keep in with a lot of the ones that I've been using just around this little area. It'll probably change to different colours at some point. Not here, but like it'll all fade into like just brighter colours because I went with white flowers everywhere around here for some reason. I don't really know why exactly I did that, but I did, and we're going to stick with it. Then I had to terraform this little section out because we're now going to work on the path to actually get up here. I'm once again building in some rocks because apparently that's a feature of this region. I don't quite know why that's a feature other than because I wanted to. That, of course, is the way that most of these builds work. I don't necessarily think about logic before building them. I built this on the highest point that I could find in my Minecraft. Well, not the highest point of my Minecraft world, but the highest point in this region of my Minecraft world. And then didn't think about the logistics of there being a path. So this is that logic. I started by mapping it in with coarse dirt so that it kind of slowly came down the edge of the mountain. And then had already mapped in a couple of the boulders. The boulders, I do texture them. You'll see that later on in the video. I start by placing it in entirely out of cobblestone because I find it easier to just kind of... Would it be just like flat lay them all? That's probably not the right word. But just kind of have a very... just a texture I can work with. Just so I can see the shape. I don't want to look at the colours yet. Obviously, I kind of know what I'm going to blend them with. They're going to be exactly the same as the previous ones that we did a few episodes ago. I can't remember which episode that was. And then kind of blend those up and into each other. I wanted to make sure it actually looked smooth because currently it looks very jagged. I think I did kind of manage to fix that a little. It looks a little bit odd, I have to say. I've had it for a few days on the world now, and every time I look at it, I'm a bit like, is that really the best I could have done? Probably not. Is it the best I did in the moment? Yes, and that's all that actually matters to me on this world. I'm mostly using tuff kind of towards the bottom of each boulder to try and add the darkness there. I could have used deep slate, but I didn't want to have loads and loads of blocks to blend. I then worked my way up, adding andesite onto like the top of different layers, levels, whatever you want to call them, to try and add a little bit of brightness where you can't really get masses of detail on this scale. That is the one downside to the scale I'm working in, or at least I haven't gotten to a point I can get masses of detail in. I used a few slabs, kind of breaking my rule of dark at the bottom, light at the top. Don't really know why I did, but it worked. It kind of goes from being about trying to actually shade it to what looks best and what gives it the most amount of texture that smooths the whole shape out. Because cobblestone, as much as I love cobblestone, I used to claim that it was my favourite block. I'd like to clarify that was when I was much younger, and I was playing Pocket Edition on my Amazon Kindle. I think it was a Fire 7, and because I couldn't get it in red, I for some reason got it in like highlighter yellow. Like, I was like 8 when I had this thing. Oh my god, that tablet's more than 10 years old. Well, that explains how it doesn't really work. At some point, I might try and see if I can get the Minecraft worlds off of the tablet. I don't know how I'd go about doing that, but I kind of want to, and I kind of want to explore my old Minecraft worlds and just see what kind of weird stuff, like, I don't think I've used it since I was like 12 because it kind of stopped working after a few years. But I kind of want to see what like 12, 13-year-old me was building on Minecraft. And also, what was the last thing I built on there before switching over to my laptop and then not being able to play for a couple of years because I didn't actually have enough RAM. Yes, I have loads of RAM in my laptop now. It's fantastic. I know you probably don't need loads and loads and loads, but honestly, my laptop it runs noticeably better with more. I've had it for a few years, so it's not some big new thing. I then went in and added more pathway in using the coaster. I will then go in and break it up again with the packed mud and the rooted dirt later on, because then that just makes it lighter. I do find that as much as coarse dirt is a useful texture, it's very dark, and I do like having the rooted dirt next to it. It does kind of, it blends it all out. There we go. There's the key words this episode, blends. There's no logic to the shading here. I'm not doing like, oh, it's darker in the middle where more people have trodden on it. No, it is just mixed in because I don't think you'd necessarily take horses up there, but you probably could. I then went in and added in the packed mud to it just to try and add a slightly different texture in and make sure that the whole thing looks relatively balanced the whole way along, coming back round towards the town. Once I was happy with that, I flew back over, had a look at the whole thing, trying to decide was there anything else I wanted to do in the composition. Got some bone meal, got my various plants. Don't quite know why I organised them this way in my inventory. It's the most illogical way I think I've ever done it. And then proceeded to go around placing them kind of where it felt right. I do need to clear out my inventory where I've just picked up random stuff that's broken. I kept scrolling because I couldn't remember that I was looking for nether sprouts, but once I found them, I then made sure to add plenty of those in to kind of add another colour to the grass texture. Again, this is something that I learned from watching Hermitcraft, because whenever episodes of that come out, you know I'm watching them like straight away. And in terms of a fly update, I don't know where it's gone. Maybe it's abandoned us now. That's good. That's what we wanted all along. I guess that's kind of sad. Our friend from the start of the video can't say goodbye. Anyways, I then went in and added more nether sprouts. I think at this point I was just bone mealing it all up, trying to, where it blends into somewhere that has loads and loads of like grassy textures, it looked weird. But that's all we have time for today, the internet, so I will see you all again next Sunday. Goodbye.